Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here on this Tuesday morning. Our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at 767-5500 at the corner of Baldwin Road and Highway 77. I see Principal Mike Heppenstall and the crew there to help further your education or any kind of trade you might want to pick up, from computers to welding. They have it all. Now, the weather's going to change tonight. We have some storms coming in tonight. It's going to be they're calling for some severe storms, especially in our western viewing area. So I want to be aware of that. It's going to get on out of here tomorrow morning, but we do have some bad weather coming in. Temperature right now, though, is 62 degrees here in Panama City. 57 in Mariana, 61 in Apalachicola, and 59 up in the Funiac Springs. It will hit right around 70 degrees today, so it's going to be a comfortable day. Low tonight is 60. Water temperature remains around 60 degrees now. It's 3 degrees warmer than it was this time last year. The boating forecast, I smelled a paper mill when I first got up this morning. It's coming out of the southeast at 10 to 20 knots. Sea's going to be 2 to 4, so you want to be a little leery about going out too far. Looking at our tide chart, brought to us by Carl Murner Marine Construction, looking on January the 10th. Now, we have good, strong tides. We have low tide this morning at 7:35. It's coming in all day. It's going to be a high tide at 9:43 tonight. We have a 1.8-foot range, really strong tide coming in. We were able to, yesterday we were so busy I didn't get a chance to do our pier report, brought to us by Bug Away Pest Control. I just got off the phone with the guys out there, and the big news has been for 4 or 5 weeks. They're still catching those bonita, folks. It's been a really banner year for bonita. Now, if you want to catch, we couldn't understand what's going on with the whiting right now. The whiting is just is slow, and usually this time of year we're catching a lot of whiting, but the whiting bite is slow. They're catching a few reds, but the big bite again continues to be bonita, and there are a few sheephead around those pilings. You can drop a live shrimp down and see if you can catch those. I know Bobby Graham did that last week. Okay, that takes care of our weather. We'll come back with our special guest after this break.
We are so lucky to live in North Florida. We have some of the best fresh and saltwater fishing in the world. My biggest problem is not catching fish, but trying to decide what kind of fish I want to catch. No matter what I'm after, I always stop at Sunjammers Water Sports first. They have just what I need: rods and reels, line, tackle, and most important, live bait. Yes, sir, we sure are lucky.
Panama City living is simply better without glasses. The Eye Center of North Florida offers the most advanced cataract surgery using lifestyle lens implants, which allow you to see all distances glasses-free. Our surgeons perform this quick and painless procedure at our accredited surgery center. When it comes to your vision, trust your local experts in surgical eye care. The Eye Center of North Florida.
9 doctors, 1 vision, yours.
Bill Kramer Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC is Panama City's exclusive full-line dealership, built on a 45-year foundation of trust and total customer satisfaction in all departments, including our huge pre-owned department, where we'll pay top dollar for your current automobile as a trade-in, or we'll place your vehicle on our lot and help you sell it. At Bill Kramer Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. 4 decades, 3 generations, 1 tradition.
Come join the Panhandle Outdoors team. Beat the rush and stock up on our team shirts and hats in a wide variety of colors and sizes. For your convenience, we offer a Panhandle Outdoors shop at panhandleoutdoors.net. Simply visit our website and click shop. Be a member of the Panhandle Outdoors team, Florida's only live daily outdoor show.
Hi, welcome back, and welcome Ronnie.
Morning.
All right, Ronnie Groom from C&G Sporting Goods, and well, he's brought all kind of really interesting stuff. Ronnie, we were talking, in fact, we were talking about this yesterday too, and let's do it first. Let's talk about the bears and what a problem everybody's having with bears.
Yeah, we really are. You know, we've got a lot of bears in this area, and you know, for a male bear, it takes about 60,000 acres, according to Game Fish, for them to roam in. and about 15,000 acres for a female to roam in. And that's a lot of bears, and they're very prolific. You know, I was in a stand with my grandson, and we had a sow and 3 cubs. Well, you know, if they're multiplying like that, you can figure in a few years how many bears we're going to have. We've already got a serious problem. They're into garbage cans, tearing it up, and they're really a problem. And they're having a bear management meeting. In fact, today is the last day you can comment on that bear meeting. You can contact, if you look up the game fish on your computer, you can comment on the meeting, what you think, and let them know. But we really need to do something about these bears. There, you know, you got to control them.
Yeah. Like I was telling you, I've never heard as many bear complaints as I have this year from hunters from all over the place. They've shown up in places they've never shown up before, and it's a problem with a lot of people.
And you know, I was reading some of this bear management program, and there was 154 bears hit by cars last year, killed. And you know, the game fish is worried about the bears, but I'm more worried about the people in the cars than I am the bears.
Well, the biggest population has always been Ocala National Forest, and then right under it has been Apalachicola National Forest up in our neck of the woods. Yeah. And they sort of, when they were confined to those national forests, they don't seem to be a problem. But they've come out further and further, and they're all over the place now.
Yeah. You know, we've had I live up at Deer Point. We've had them up there in the Deer Point area. And they're just all over the place, and I don't know what all the answers are. And this new bear management plan didn't propose any hunting, but hunting is the best way to control them.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, they could sell a permit to hunt a bear for $1,000, and people would scoff them up. And they don't need to kill a lot of bears, just in certain areas. You know, take out a few bears here and there, just so you get them down. As they generally lose their fear of people, they're going to be more of a problem in people's houses. And
we have like 32 states that allow bear hunting. Georgia's one of them. And a lot of states allow it, and like I say, it could be controlled. So I'm like you. I don't really know what the answer is, but we need to find an answer to it because they're just prolific now.
Yeah, you know, game fish estimates, and I don't know how accurate this is. There's about 3,000 bears in the state of Florida, so they're not threatened by any means.
Yeah.
So I hope they can come up with a good plan. They need to be managed properly, but you know, eventually they're going to have to do something about it. They can't just let them keep multiplying.
Well, we're seeing a trend now. I was talking to some folks too, some hunters, and I have now hunters that are actually quit taking corn out because the feeders just they're putting soybeans different. The feeders are just being torn to pieces.
Well, I've had some people say they just quit hunting because the bears are such a big problem.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and that's not a good thing. We need all the hunters we can get.
Well, that's true too. Speaking of hunting, now we right here on the verge of the rut season in some areas, and you brought some good stuff. We were talking about this the other day. Let's show a couple now before the break, though, and let's talk about now. First of all, are you seeing some deer being brought in with the rut?
Yeah, you know, the 26th of this month is the peak of the rut. Of course, our rut runs over a long period of time. It's not like Illinois where it's in a week, and it's over. Ours just drags on. And ours is really tuning up now until the end of the season is going to be the best. I've had a lot of people call, and in our lease and other leases and just in public areas, they're saying, where are the deer? We don't see them. And on the other hand, they're saying there's scrapes everywhere, there's rubs everywhere. So the deer are there. I think this big acorn crop has really put a damper on them. So, but they're fixing to come out now. And like I say, I've heard of 3 or 4 really nice deer killed in the last few days. One at Tyndall.
Yes, and I'll tell you what, we're going to take a break. We'll come back and show you this buck at Tyndall. The guy sent a picture to me, and I couldn't believe the size of it.
Around Tyndall, over in Gaston County, and over around Mariana, we really got some big deer.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let's take a break now, and then we'll get set up and bring all this stuff back to you. So we'll be right back.
When you're looking for sales, parts, and service for your outboard, all in one location, you're looking for BJ's Marine. You're authorized Tohatsu and Nissan dealer. BJ's Marine does it all. They have outboard parts and a service center and used motor sales too. Tohatsu, reliable, dependable, fuel efficient, and lightweight. Tohatsu Outboards, technology for the next generation. BJ's Marine, 1317 Transmitter Road since 1991.
Panama City Beach is known as one of the top dive destinations in Florida. Divers Den offers daily dive charters that can accommodate up to 13 divers. Our boat captain is U.S. Coast Guard certified and a PADI dive instructor. We have trained professionals who offer a variety of scuba certifications. Come see us at our 2 locations on Thomas Drive and Timber Parkway. When you stop by Blue Water Outriggers, you will find everything for your outdoor adventure. Stock up on all your favorite brands and shop for some of the latest outdoor gear and accessories. You can also shop online and have your orders delivered straight to your home. Our flagship store is nestled right off of Highway 98 in the Port City Shopping Center, just steps away from the Port St. John Marina. You will love our selection, our prices, and our friendly service.
Harold Milling Company, rough and tough dog food. Harold Milling Company builds it. They build hog feed, they build dairy feed, they make chicken feed. They have specialty feeds for rabbits. If you got a worm farm, grandmother used to have a worm farm, look at that, Harold Milling Company. You want to go down and get you, the dog's not running anymore. That's all over with. You want to get that 16% and drop down from the 26% protein. You don't want over to get fat. Harold Milling Company, you can buy it at almost any feed store in the Panama City area.
Hi, welcome back. Glad you're with us this morning. If you talking about yesterday, we had a great time on our celebration yesterday. If you want a prize now, I know some of y'all picked them up yesterday. A lot of y'all have called and got in contact with me. Most of the prizes down here at Fox 28. You come down Harrison Avenue, right across the street on the east side of Harrison Avenue, right across from First Baptist Church. You can pick them up. Denise is our secretary. She's been very gracious in helping pass them out. And some of these, I've been able to mail some of them. So anyway, get in touch with me and all, and I'll get your prize to you. Okay? Now, we were talking about all this stuff and all that help us to be a better big buck hunter.
Show us a picture of that deer.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. I don't. Do we have it set up yet? This is one. We got to move the camera over here. This is 1 to 10. Let me read you. This is interesting, folks. This was gotten out of Tyndall. Hey, Coach, I watch your show every morning. I'm waking up to go to work at the Navy base. I would love to see my buck featured on his show, the largest I've ever gotten. He said, I've been after this buck since October 22nd when bow season opened, and I caught a glimpse of him in September while scouting. Now, that's he did his homework. Mm-hmm. The past few weeks, I've been seeing his tracks, and last weekend, I saw him on the first time at 150 yards, which is about 50 yards too far from my slug gun. Since it's on Tyndall Air Force Base, I had to wait until the following weekend to get after him. He didn't show up yesterday morning, and despite the high temperatures and bugs, I kept at it today. I was 22 feet up a skinny pine tree facing behind me when I heard a noise and slowly turned to the front. At first, I did not see anything, then looked down, and there he was, under my stand, looking up at me at about 20 yards. Slowly reached for my shotgun as he was about to get out of town. I threw the shotgun to my shoulder, found the top of his shoulder, my scope, and said a Hornady SST slug downrange. He ran about 40 yards and piled up, and I'm gonna get Stan Kirkland to score him, and I'm gonna get Critter Creations out there to mount him. Nice 10-point. That's a nice buck right there.
Very good deer. Tyndall has always had some really nice deer. Yeah, that's a good thing.
Well, how some, you've been doing this a long time. You've been, you've done clinics on it and been around all kind of outstanding world record hunters and all. And what are some of their secrets and some of the things you have here?
Well, there's a lot of sense out there now, and we want to talk about the best way to use some of this stuff, and there's a lot of confusion about it, really. In my humble opinion, the most important thing about deer hunting is the wind and your scent. You've got to hide your scent, stay downwind if you're going to be successful. Mm-hmm. And what I do every morning when I get up to go hunting, I turn on the TV and I see what the wind's going to do. I get some direction on it, and a lot of times on your telephone you can have the weather and that kind of thing. But that's very important to check. And one way you can check the wind is, you get these little puffers, and they puff out, and you can watch which way it blows. But you got to have the wind right. If the wind's not right, I don't hunt a stand if the wind's wrong for that stand, because I don't want to mess it up. Mm-hmm. If the wind's blowing down there toward the deer, you're probably not going to be successful.
You want the wind in your face.
I want wind in your face and the sun at your back. You want the sun in the deer's eyes, not in your eyes. Mm-hmm. So that's the perfect setup, but it's very hard to find that setup. If we talk about some of the scents, there's cover scents, that this is acorn scent. It's sort of an attractant and a cover to help cover your scent. This is acorn scent, and we got pine scent, and a lot of people use something like a fox urine.
Code Blue.
Code Blue. They're a top-notch company for making scents, and this tends to hide your scent too. There's all kind of sprays like this scent killer that you spray on. It's one you see advertised. 99% covers 99% of your scent.
Yeah, I've used that, and I like that.
You spray down with that, put it on your boots and on your clothes, and then there's sex attractants like golden estrus. This is doe estrus, and this is in a gel. And a gel is good because it's sort of like peanut butter. You can spread it out and it lasts a long time. Whereas a liquid scent, will dissipate, especially in the rain. There's just all kinds. This is a tarsal. The tarsal gland is where the deer. There's a lot of smell in that for deer. This is a tarsal gland scent that you can put around your stand to attract and to hold deer. This time of year, like I say, the rut's the 26th of this month's a peak. And this is a tarsal gland with a scent. You put the scent on the gland, and you can hang it by your stand, or you can put it on a drag rope and drag it behind you.
That Tinks. That goes way back. My brother and I used to use that.
Tinks is the oldest company out there.
Well, that was the original one, I think. I have a special affinity to them because we've had some success with that over the years. Years ago, when it first came out, it was special. And you said you knew the guy's name was Tink.
Yeah, I know Tink. He's a character. About 30, 35 years ago, Hugh Blackburn, who was the head rep for Bear Archery Company, and I were talking about scents, and Hugh said, we ought to start a company and make some scents. And I said, that'll never fly. And that shows how smart I am.
Yeah, there's a lot of making a living off of it now.
Another thing that people do a lot, and it works out well, is to use a clothes wash to wash your clothes in. And what this does is most of the soaps that your wife uses to wash your clothes have got all kind of scents in it and everything that don't smell like you want to. This just takes out the scent so that you don't have any scent in your clothes. And we've got everything. This is a soap, a bar soap that you wash with.
Oh, yeah.
Just all kind of things that you can use to help eliminate. A lot of people will take their hunting clothes and stuff them in a bag of pine straw and, try to kill the scent there. You wouldn't believe some of the things people do.
I would too. Now, I know some people won't believe it, but I know people are fanatic about this. And
I know a guy that when he goes hunting, he's got a mat he stands on. He takes his clothes off, and then he puts his clothes he's got stored in the bag on. This is in the morning now, 4 daylight, 30 degrees. Takes his clothes off, puts on his clothes that's been stuffed in the bag, and he goes hunting. And I can't argue with him because he killed a 220 class deer.
Ooh.
Of course, he's in Ohio too. That helps a lot. And this right here is a handy gadget. I think you said you've used it.
Yes,
before.
I have. I really like that.
This is a dripper. You put scent in this container right here and hang it in a tree, and the difference in temperature makes it drip only during daylight.
Yeah.
So that puts out a good smell,
And it's just a logical thing because you're gonna get fresh drips during the daytime.
Right.
And
it'll last 2 or 3 weeks probably. And this is something that's new. It's called Grave Digger, and this is a sort of like earth. It's like dirt, but it's been saturated with a scent. And what you do is you put this in a scrape, or you make a false scrape and put it in there. And this keeps bringing the deer back, the area that you're hunting in. There's a lot of little tricks that you can use, to attract these deer. And you just have to be consistent, watch the wind, keep the wind right, and hunt all you can.
And you want, I know, you want to find the does. You want to make sure the does are in the area, which they usually are. We have a lot of does in
That's very important. If you got a feeder that a lot of does are coming to, and you say, well, there's no bucks there, there's just does. You wait, there will be a buck there if you can stay there. And during the rut, you can hunt any time of day, although, as I've told you before, I don't hunt all day. When it gets noontime, I'm going to be at the lunch table. I can tell you that.
Well, that is, a lot of times you hear 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock or
Yeah.
2 o'clock or something. It seems like it's always right during that season though. They just get the urge to start roaming.
Yeah, you know, deer don't just feed a little bit in the morning and a little bit in the afternoon. They'll feed a little bit and they'll go lie down a while and they'll get up and feed, and you know, it may be 30 minutes or whatever, but the main thing is wherever your thickest place where those deer are laying up, you don't want to go in there. You want to hunt around the edges of it. You don't want to run them out. If you run them out, particularly, you know, bucks are different from does and yearlings. They are so spooky, and you got to be careful. You run them off, they know another place where they can hide, and nobody's gonna mess with them.
Okay, we're going to have some more good tips on how to get that big buck when we get back after this break right here.
It's the one dream you never lost sight of. To own one place that truly inspires you. And one tractor that can help you handle it all. The versatile BX50 series subcompact tractor from Kubota. It's the one.
See and save on all Kubota tractors and equipment at Soul Tractor today.
Sunrise to sunset. A walk through nature takes you on a journey of Florida's Emerald Coast. You'll encounter the wildlife, birds, lighthouses, indigenous to the beautiful land and seascapes of Florida. Set to the sounds of nature and enhanced with easy listening music. Only $14.95 plus $4.95 shipping and handling. NatureWalkDVD.com or send check or money order to the address on the screen. A walk through nature. Visually stunning.
The greatest investment we can all make is in the lives of our children and grandchildren.
To help you invest for retirement, handle your IRA rollover, protect your family with life or long-term care insurance, call my dad for an appointment at his new office on Wilson Avenue behind Lowe's. And he'll give you a copy of his most recent book, 7 Steps to Serious Money. For free! Walter Woodrick, your serious money advisor!
My name's Captain Rick Corley. I'm a SAMS accredited Marine Surveyor, NAM certified Marine Surveyor, and IAME certified Marine Investigator. Been surveying since 1969. Was taught by my father, who is the oldest, longest practicing Marine Surveyor in the world. We do all types of survey, commercial or pleasure. Steel, aluminum, fiberglass, wood, makes no difference. Give us a call at 850-527-5287 or visit us online. We'd appreciate your visits.
Okay, welcome back here with Ronnie Groom, the guru of hunters in this area. So we really enjoy having Ronnie on. Let's look at Express Lane Fish and Game forecast. Today's time we had this morning at 12:36 to 2:36, but this afternoon 1:03 to 3:03. Ask your boss if you can take a late lunch and jump out there and get after them. We were talking about sound, and you know, sometimes I was asking about like a chainsaw, because you know, chainsaws are pretty prevalent in the woods this time of year. People cutting firewood, if it affects them. Then you were talking about the sound, the big buck you watched the other day.
Yeah, I was out there last Saturday hunting, and I had about 5 or 6 deer around a feeder, and a airplane came over low. I mean, just tremendous amount of noise, and that buck that was down there with those does never lifted his head. He didn't pay a bit of attention to it. You know, I've talked to foresters that be working in the woods, you know, on a bulldozer or something, and tractors where farmers are, they don't pay a bit of attention to that. That's a normal, natural sound, and chainsaws going off in the woods, it doesn't bother them a bit.
That's what I really believe that too. I know I've heard some stories of bulldozer guys that have seen some of the biggest bucks around, and that noise I think is out there year round, and I think they're just used to that.
Yeah, I heard a forester guy that was running a bulldozer said that every afternoon that buck would come out where he was cutting, and on the opening day of hunting season, he got on his bulldozer and drove over there and shot him. Kind of cheating.
That's a new one. Okay, a new way to hunt, I guess, a bulldozer stand. Again, well, we're talking about hunting on the ground and up in the stand, and you know, I'm going to do some ground blind hunting this year for the first time, and you believe in that too?
Yeah, you know, I have a couple of bad knees now, so I hunt on the ground probably as much as I hunt in a stand. I don't do any climbing anymore, but I've got ladders. I think a ladder is a very safe way to hunt. And you need to place these ladders in different spots. You know, if you got say a feeder or an area you go hunt, I'd put up a couple or three in that area so that you can get the wind right. And but I hunt on the ground. I have a stool with a back on it that's got a pocket on the bottom of it, you know, that I can put my raincoat and a few items like that in there, a sandwich or something. And I can back up under some pine boughs, or I can get in the middle of some palmettos and sit down with that thing, and I don't have any problem. I kill as many deer now on the ground as I do in the stand.
That's interesting.
And the good thing is you can move. You're not tied like a ladder. You can move that thing according to the wind. You can move that seat and have the wind right.
If you have a brand new one, you probably need to set it up outside a while, let it sort of smell and all get out of it. And
yeah, you need to, you know, and you can get a little blind and put it in front of you, but I don't, you know, sometimes I'll break some branches or stick some palmettos up in front of me or something, but it's amazing. The main thing on this deer hunting is to be still. They catch movement. I've had them walk right up, you know, within 3 or 4 yards of me, as long as you don't move. But if you move, they catch that movement, and they can see quite a bit.
And this cold weather got them a little jumpy too, right? I mean, they move around with this cold weather. I know last week a cold snap came in.
Everybody's talking now about the deer. They don't see any deer, but there's scrapes and rubs everywhere. They're there. There's a heavy acorn crop, so and they're always spooked this time of year, you know. So they're fixing to start moving though. The hunting's fixing to get good.
Yeah, we got this rain coming in now, and then we got some cold weather coming this weekend. This weekend there'll be some nice bucks taken. I really feel like that way.
And another tip: don't hunt the same stand every day over and over and over.
Because they'll pattern you.
Your best chance to kill a deer is the first time you hunt that stand.
Yeah. Well, Ron, we're going to wrap it up. As always, thank you for coming on. And all those scents and scent blockers and all, every little thing you do gives you a little bit of an advantage.
And it gives you confidence, too. That's a big thing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's like going out and you fishing with a bait you believe in.
That's right.
You're going to do a lot better.
That's right.
Folks, have any questions, I'll run down to C&G Sporting Goods. Ron has always got the answers, or you can find the answer if you don't.
Well, I may not be there a whole lot the next couple of weeks.
That's true. Maybe you want to go early or something. Well, tomorrow Stan Kirkland will be on with FWC. We'll answer some questions. If you have any, email me and I'll ask them, Stan. But meanwhile, you do something good for somebody today. Thank you for watching the show, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.